Hi students, I welcome you all to this next lecture. So in the previous lecture we have seen the concept of simple bending. So in the concept of simple bending I have taught you how to derive an equation for the simple bending, right? I have teach you what is simple bending, what is bending stress, what is all about neutral axis, and how to derive a theory of simple bending. And we have saw the equation for simple bending. We have derived that equation, right? So what is that equation? That is m by I is equal to sigma by y is equal to E by R. Yes, we have saw the equation, derived equation for simple bending. Now we are going to see what is shear stress. Okay, so you all know, right? If any beam or any object is loaded or any force is acting on a object, immediately there are two types of forces that will act on a object or a beam. What are the two types of forces? One is bending moment and another one is shear stress. Yes, so these two forces will act on the beam. For example, we will take beam. Okay, if beam is loaded, there will be two forces, that is one bending moment and another one is shear stress. As I have already taught you in the unit number 3, where the bending moment will act on the center part of that is middle portion of the beam. Yes, I have shown you, I have taught you with some figures how bending moment and shear forces will act on a beam, and I have showed you what type of cracks it will form on a particular beam if there is shear stress and bending moment. So how we will analyze and how we will draw the diagram for the particular shear stress and bending moment, how it will look like. So everything we have studied in your unit number 3. So now we are going to see about the shear stress, right? So still now we have saw about the bending moment, what is bending moment, all this basic things, and using what equation, what is the relation between that bending moment, what is the equation relation. So all these things we have seen in the previous part lectures. Okay, I will upload in YouTube the part 1, part 2, and I upload and mention all these things in YouTube in description. Okay, so you can go through the description and you can there will be no confusion if you go through the that. Okay, now we are going to see about shear stress. So first your topic is concept of shear stress. Okay, so first I will explain you what is shear stress. What is shear stress? I will explain you what is shear stress. So there are two types of stresses that will act on a particular subject if it is loaded. I'm talking about stresses. Okay, one stress is normal stress. One type of stress is normal stress, and next one is shear stress. Two types of stresses will act on a beam if it is loaded. Okay, one is normal stress and another one is shear stress. So the normal stress is of two types. Okay, normal stress is of two types. One is tensile stress. Another one is compressive stress. Okay, there are two types of normal stresses, and another one is shear stress. This shear stress is also called as tangential stress. It's also called as tangential stress. Okay, first I will explain you what is normal stress and what is shear stress. See, for example, if I am taking a beam, see, load is applied. This is the surface of the beam. So if a load is acting perpendicular to the surface of the beam, that stress due to that load, the stress due to the perpendicular load will be said to be normal stress. So the load is acting perpendicular to the beam. See, what is tensile stress actually? See, this is the beam. There's the surface of the beam. The load is acting in an opposite direction, two opposite directions. Yes, one load acts in upward direction, means the bottom it will act in downward direction. Yes, so due to that, what will happen? There will be a stretch or elongation in a particular. There is change in length. The change in length is increased. So that change in length, increased length, we will call it as tensile. It is tensioned. There is change in length. There is increase in length. Okay, due to the equivalent two opposite forces. Okay, and compressive stresses is nothing but forces which is acting towards the beam, towards two forces on the opposite side is acting towards the beam, but both are what? Acting perpendicular. This is also acting perpendicular. This is also acting perpendicular to the beam. So due to this compressive stress, what will happen? There will be change in length. That change in length is, the beam's length is decreased due to this. See, it is decreased. It is decreased due to the force that is acting to opposite force acting towards the beam. Okay, if the perpendicular force is acting away, that is pulling the beam out, that is called as tensile stresses. Okay, you understand? So these two forces are called as normal stresses. So the stresses due to the force. So if immediately force applied, means what will be there to the given area? If force is applied to the given area, is nothing but what? Stress. What is stress? Stress is nothing but force applied to the given area, right? Yes. So the force applied to the area, that is called as what? Stress. Yes. So we have two normal stresses. One is tensile stresses and compressive stress. Okay. So now while coming to shear stress or tangential stress, again a beam. Here this shear stress is nothing but forces acting parallel to the section of the beam. Okay, parallel. So I'll explain you. See, in this beam it is acting in a perpendicular vertical direction, but in this beam shear stress, while coming to shear stress, two equal and opposite forces, opposite to each other. This is opposite to each other. Okay, so two equal and opposite forces acting horizontally or parallelly. See, it is parallel. This is the surface of the beam, so it is acting parallelly to the surface of the beam. And what will happen if this force is pulling horizontally in this direction and this force is pulling this side? See, in this side, this force is pulling this side horizontally towards in one direction, and this force is opposite to that force. The other side, this force is pulling the other opposite side in a opposite direction. What will happen immediately? So there will be a slide in this beam, right? The beam will slide like this. Okay, so this is called as shear. Okay, so the shape changes due to this horizontal or parallel forces acting on a beam. Okay, so it may slide, or for example, if I am telling like, so I have connected two steel plates with a rivet. Rivet is nothing but a bolt. It's like a bolt. Okay, so it is used for connecting. So while you coming to 5th semester, you will study about design of steel structures. There you will clearly study about the rivets, all the steel sections. Okay, see, I have connected two plates with a rivet. Now there is two equal and opposite forces acting in opposite direction. So this force is pulling this plate in this direction, and this plate pulling this force, pulling this plate in the opposite direction to that first force. Immediately what will happen? This will pull this plate in this direction. This will pull this plate in this direction. What will happen? There will be a cut in this rivet. So I will show you in diagram. So it will cut. If particular limit, it will withstand the load. After a limit, what will happen? It will cut. Yes, See, I will show you in diagram. See, it is cut like this. It is cut like this. Okay, so what will happen? This is called a shear. Shear is nothing but, if you Google what a shear means, you will find cut. So there is a break or cut in a particular material. So that is called a shear. So while coming here, the opposite parallel forces, it makes the object to slide down. Okay, there is a change in dimension. Okay, so that type of stress is called as shear stress. So now you understand what is shear stress. So this is your topic. So concept of shear stress. So we are going to study about the parallel forces which causes the stress. We are going to study the concept of the parallel forces which causes the stress. Okay, so that is called as shear stress. So this shear stress is also called as tangential stresses. You understand the concept? Next, we will move on to the shear stress equation. Okay, so what is bending stress equation? We have derived in the last class, right? What is bending equation? Is equal to m by I is equal to sigma by y is equal to E by R. So this is your bending equation, right? So using this bending equation, we will find the stress. We will find the stress which is acting, shear stress which is acting on a equation. So what is shear stress first? Right? What is shear stress? Shear stress is nothing but force which is acting. Shear stress is denoted as tau. Shear stress is denoted as tau. Okay, tau. So tau is nothing but, shear stress is nothing but force per area, force by area. So we have to find the total force acting on a particular beam, total force by area. So we have to found the total force that is acting on a beam and the area. If you divide the total force by area, you will get the shear stress. So that is how you will get the shear stress equation. Okay, so first we are going to take a beam. So this is the beam. See, I have drawn the beam. So this is the beam. We are going to find the shear stress that is acting on a particular beam. See, these are the two sides of the beam. So one side, the breadth of the beam is dx and the thickness of the beam is b. Okay, that we have to take like that. And we are going to find shear stress on a particular strip, that is J and K. Okay, there are two sides. As you already know, what is shear stress? Shear stress is nothing but two equal and opposite forces acting parallelly to each other in opposite direction. Okay, so it will be act in this direction and this direction oppositely to it. So that only will cause the beam to shear. Okay, so in this side, that is side CD, what is the force that is going to act, and in the side AB, what is the force that is going to be act. That is only we are going to find. You understand the concept? We are going to find in the side AB what is the force, what is the value of the force that is going to be acted, and in the side AB what is the force that is acting, the range of the force. Okay, that is only we are going to calculate. So you know the breadth of the beam is dx and breadth of the beam is b and the thickness of the beam is dx, and we are going to find the forces inside AB and the forces on the side CD. Okay, right. So it is at a distance, what? The strip is at a distance of y. Okay, from the neutral axis. From the neutral axis to the strip, the distance is y. Keep it in your mind. So now we will move on to the derivation to calculate your shear stress equation. Okay. Yes. So as I already told you, shear stress is equal to, it is denoted as tau, and it is equal to total force by area. So now we have to find the You have to find the total force that is acting on a particular beam section. Okay. So you already know what is force actually. Force is nothing but a particular external pull or push that is acting on a particular beam. Okay, so you already know what is stress actually, right? Stress is equal to force by area. Stress is denoted as what? Sigma, and force is denoted as capital F. Area is denoted as capital A. So how you will find the force? If you keep force on one side, if you take the area to the other side, what will happen? Stress into area. So sigma into A. Okay. So how you can get the sigma value? First find the sigma value. Sigma value you can find using this bending equation. What is bending equation? M by I is equal to sigma by Y. So keep the sigma in one side, take the Y to the other side, M into Y by I. So using this equation, you can find the you can find the stress value. And what is area actually? The area I will explain you later. Okay, first we will find the stress. So as I already told you, there are two sides. One side is AB and another side is CD. So we are going to focus on the two sides, because in one side one force is acting and the other side one force is acting, that is opposite to each other. Okay, so we are going to find the two opposite forces that is going to be acted on the two sides. So first we are going to take this sigma is equal to M into Y by I as stress in side AB. Okay, next we are going to find stress in side CD. Okay, so that is nothing but, see, stress plus, so in this side, if we are going to take the stress as sigma, and in the side CD we are going to take stress as D or D sigma. Okay, D sigma. We are going to name it as D sigma, and the stress in the side AB as sigma. Okay. So what is stress actually in the side CD? So sigma plus D sigma. See, from this side only we are going. So from this side to this side. So this total stress. See how load is applied. Load is applied from the point from the side AB to the side CD. Yes, you can see this in this figure. Force is acting from the side AB to side CD. Yes, force is acting from side AB to side CD. So that is what UDL is acting from, like from AB to CD. So stress will be act from side AB to CD, right? So sigma plus D sigma. So the stress in side CB is nothing but sigma plus D sigma is equal to, and due to the stress, moment also will change, right? Due to stress there will be change in moment also, right? So what is moment actually? That is M plus dm into Y is common because the distance is same in the distance is same because particular section only we are going to focus. So that is Y, and moment of inertia is also same on the section. Okay, you understand? So stress on side CD is nothing but sigma plus dou sigma D sigma is equal to M plus dm into Y by I. You understand? So we have to find the total force. Yes, that is the total force. So total force only they have asked. So you already know force is equal to stress into area. So stress is different. For stress at AB, it is sigma is equal to M into Y by I, and the stress in CD, it is sigma plus dou D sigma is equal to M plus dm into Y by I. Okay, so now we have to find the total stress, that is nothing but the total force that is going to be acted on a particular beam. So there are two types of forces. See, we are going to find this force. Okay, there are two types of forces that you have studied in your physics, right? There are two types of forces. One is balanced force, and another one is unbalanced force. There are two types of forces. One is balanced force and another one is unbalanced force. See, balanced force is nothing but, for example, if you take an object, okay, two equal and opposite forces, see, equal forces. So here also 50 kilonewton force is acting, here also 50 kilonewton force is acting. Okay, so in this side is also 50 kilonewton, in this side also 50 kilonewton. Immediately what will happen? There is equal forces. So if there is equal forces, there will be no change in any anything in this object, like motion. There will be no motion. Motion is nothing but what? Force that may cause the object to move, right? There is no movement in this object. There will be no movement in the object, or there will be no change in the dimension because of this force, because these two are equal. Okay, there will be no change in dimensions, no, anything will not occur. The object will be remain at the same position, it will be in the rest. Yes, but unbalanced force is nothing but two unequal force acting on a opposite direction. Two unequal forces. For example, if I'm taking 70 kilonewton in the one direction and 30 kilonewton in another direction, what will happen? Due to the 70 kilonewton is very, very higher than this 30 kilonewton, what will happen? This 70 kilonewton will make the object to move in this direction, right? Because this is 30 kilonewton, it can't resist the object to move. So due to unbalanced force, the object may move from one direction to the another. So there will be a change in direction. In balanced force, there will be not change in direction, but in unbalanced force, there will be change in direction. You understand between balanced force and unbalanced force? Yes. So this is what balanced. So I can give you more examples, like two men are standing opposite to each other. See, okay, can give some examples that you can understand it. Two men are standing opposite to each other. They are pulling rope. Okay, they are pulling rope. They are pulling rope in a opposite direction to each other. So what will happen? So this man is very strong. This man is very weak. Okay, so he is able to pull at a force of 70 kilonewton or 100 kilonewton. For example, I'm telling. Okay, and this man is very weak, so he can able to pull using his strength up to 50 kilonewton only. So who will win? Who will win actually immediately? So the man who is having more strength and who's putting his whole strength to pull more, is having who's putting more force, like 100 kilonewton. So immediately this man will win and pull this man towards himself, right? So this is what unbalanced force. For example, for balanced force, same thing I can tell you. Two people are standing opposite to each other and they are pulling a rope. Two people also having the same strength, like they are putting force of 50 kilonewton. For example, I'm telling. Okay, what will happen? They will stand still. There will be no motion or there will be more movement, right? So that is known as balanced and unbalanced force. Okay, so now we are going to see the unbalanced force. That we want to find the total force, because of to find the shear stress equation. Force is nothing but stress into area. Stress that we have took from this bending equation. M by I is equal to sigma by y. Sigma is equal to m into y by I. Okay, so this sigma m into y by I is the stress that is acting on the side AB, and sigma plus d sigma is equal to m plus dm into y by I is acting on the side CD. You understand? Side CD. So immediately what will happen? These two forces are not equal. Yes, this is sigma plus sigma is equal to m into y by I, and in this side it is sigma plus d sigma is equal to m plus dm plus y by into y by I. So the both the forces not equal, that is unequal. that means what force is acting? There is unbalanced force is acting. So for that only I gave this much example. Okay, unbalanced force is acting. So due to unbalanced force, we have to calculate that unbalanced force. How we will calculate is, we will subtract the force that we got. Okay, so the total force I will write here. The total unbalanced force acting on the section is nothing but sigma plus sigma minus sigma plus d sigma. Okay, this is the total unbalanced force acting on the section. If you minus these two things, you will get the unbalanced force. Okay, so you already know what is force. Stress actually, force is equal to what? Stress into area, right? Stress into area. Stress is nothing but at the force at AB, side AB, stress is nothing but what? M plus m into y by I. M into y by I is the stress at AB, and area is nothing but, see, this is the y into A. Okay, we are going to take it as y into A. So y into A is your area for your, so stress into area. So similarly, force at side CD is nothing but m plus dm into y by I into y into A. Okay, so this is force at AB and force at CD. So what is the total force? Total unbalanced force is nothing but the force which is unequal forces. Okay, so we have to minus the force on the side AB to the force on side CD. So minus m into y by I. So this term is common, right? Y into A is common, so we can take it in a common manner while subtracting. So minus m into dm, m plus dm into y by I into y into A. So I will write it clearly in this side. So it will become like m into y by I minus m plus dm into y by I into y into A. It will become like this. Okay, so we can see immediately what will happen. This m and this m will be cancelled. Yes, this y, all this y is common. Okay, so we can take it in a common manner. Only dm will be there and y into A will be there and I will be there. So this equation will become dm by I into y into A. You understand? M gets cancelled, dm is there, and this all y part is common, so we can take in a common part, and I is there, A is there. So we will take that equation as it is. So this is your total force. This is your total force which is acting on a particular section. So this is the force that is acting on a particular strip. So as I have told you, right, we are going to find this force on a particular strip. Now we are going to find the total force on a whole section of the beam using the force that we have got in the particular strip. So that is nothing but total force on the beam is nothing but integrating the beam. So if you want to get the total force, integrate the particular force. If you integrate means you will get the total force on a particular beam section. Okay, so how you will integrate? So what is your depth? Actually your depth is, total depth is denoted as d. Yes, so what is depth till the neutral axis? It is d by 2. So it is, the strip is in the place here. So actually neutral axis is acting on the central portion. So this part is also similar and this part is also similar. So it is enough to find stress in any one above or below the neutral axis. So we are going to find the stress at the above section, above the neutral axis. So above the neutral axis means total height is d, so it will become d by 2. So we are dividing by 2. Okay, we are going to find the one half of the we are going to find the shear stress in the one half portion of the particular section. Okay, right. So total force on the beam will be we can get the total force on the beam by integrating the force that we have got for a particular strip. This is for particular strip. If we integrate this force, we will get the total force on the beam. Okay, so we are going to integrating by from 0 to d by 2. You understand? So now integrate, that is equal to, integrate this equation, 0 to d by 2 dm by I into a into y into integrating. While integrating, it is up to, see, if you see this diagram, it is up to what, where from y to from y, some 0 to d by 2. Okay, 0 to d by 2. That means here if it is y means this side cv, it will become dy. Okay, so while integrating you must add that constant value also. So dy. So now take the common part outside of the integration. So that is dm by I is the common thing, so we are taking outside. So 0 to d by 2 a into y into dy. If you integrate a, it will become like this. Okay, and if you integrate y into dy, it will become y bar. Okay, so what is the equation? dm by I into a y bar. So this is your total force acting on a particular beam section. So total force is equal to dm by I into a into y bar. This is the total force. So now we have found the total force. What is shear stress actually? Shear stress is nothing but tau is equal to total force by area. You understand? Total force by area. So area in the particular section, area in this particular section is what? This is breadth into thickness. Breadth is nothing but b into dx. Okay, so this area is nothing but, as I already told you, b into dx, this area. So now we have found that shear total force by area. So now substitute, I will derive here. So shear stress tau is equal to total force by area. What is your total force? That is dm by I into a into y bar divided by b into dx. That will become dm by dx into a into y bar by ib. So this dm by dx is nothing but f, that is nothing but shear force. So shear stress tau is equal to f into a y bar by ib. So this is your shear stress equation. This is your shear stress equation. You understand? See, I want everyone to not to see I want everyone to write all these contents in your note. Okay, so while taking if you doesn't understand anything means write that doubt in your notes, and while we coming to online classes doubt sections, you may ask that questions to me. Okay, and also you can write all the derivations in your note, so while you going to your examinations it will be helpful for you. Okay, so draw the diagram very neatly in your note and write all these things what I have explained: normal shear stress, normal stress, shear stress, everything. Please write very clearly, and also I have explained you apart from the syllabus, that is balanced force and unbalanced force. It is apart from the syllabus. Okay, so all these things and all the normal stress and shear stress also, shear stress and normal stress is apart from the syllabus in your unit 5. So I explained all these things, so please note it, all the things, and if you have any doubts, please note it and ask me in your personal chats, or while we coming to online classes, you can ask the doubts. I can explain you clearly, or otherwise if you have any doubts, means you personally chat me in WhatsApp, so that I may prepare myself and I can come to online and I will explain you all the doubts. Okay, and any other things. So this is all about your shears. I will explain you from first using this bending stress equation. We will get that stress is equal to m into y by I. So that stress is in the one side AB, and the other side CD will be sigma plus d sigma is equal to m plus dm plus into y by I. Okay, I've explained you clearly in the before. So force is nothing but what we have to, shear stress is nothing but total force by area. That is the formula. First we have to find the total force. How you will find? Stress is equal to force by area. So if you keep the force in one side, we will take the stress to the other part. So stress into area. Okay, so stress is nothing but what you can get the stress from this equation sigma. So using that sigma, you can that sigma varies because we have two equal and opposite forces parallelly acting, because that is only shear force, right? Shear stress. So we have found stress in AB and stress at CD, and I have explained you what is balanced force, unbalanced force. So total force will be in the unbalanced force will be, it will minus, for unbalanced force you will get the total force. So the total force is nothing but dm by I into y by a, y into a for a particular strip JK. So how you will find the total force on the beam? If you integrate the particular equation, you will get the total force on the beam. So that is dm by I into a y bar. Okay, and after that substitute in the formula, and the area is nothing but b into dx. Substitute, you will get all these things and value. So your total shear stress, your shear stress equation is nothing but tau is equal to f into a y bar by I into b. Okay, so this is all about your bending stress equation and shear stress equation. What is a bending stress equation? That is m by I is equal to sigma by y is equal to E by R. Don't forget it. Again and again I'm repeating you. So using these equations only you will solve your problems. Okay, first before solving problems you must know how these equations came. Okay, so that is only we have saw the type of derivation. So your shear stress equation is tau is equal to f into a y bar divided by IB. A is nothing but area, y bar is nothing but the distance, that is from the center, distance between the center of gravity of area and neutral axis, distance between the center of gravity and the neutral axis, and B is breadth, I is moment of inertia, F is equal to shear force. Okay.